Good day everyone, I am Jafar A. Masalagat, BS Criminology 4th year student. And it is my honor to present today's topic under the guidance of our professor, Attorney Gimar Abdul Jabbar. And today we will discuss the evidence under Rule 128 of Rules of Court. And these are the learning objectives that we will discuss today. First is definition of the evidence, difference between documentary, object, and testimonial evidence, and what are not covered under rule on evidence, evidence versus proof, and last, analyzing factum probandum and versus factum probandum. Then, what is evidence? According to Rule 128, Section 1, evidence is the means sanctioned by these rules of ascertaining in a judicial proceeding the truth respecting a matter of fact. Ibig sabihin guys, ang evidence or ebidensya ay lahat ng bagay na pinapayagan ng batas para magsilbing batayan ng korte para malaman ang katotohanan sa isang kaso. Halimbawa guys is may dinala kang isang bagay or isang witness na kaya magpatunay sa anong nangyari or anong katotohanan. Pwede siya as evidence. And proceed naman tayo sa evidence is classified according to its nature or form. First is documentary evidence. This refers to writings or document offered as proof of their contents. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng papeles, record, contract, or any written materials na kayang magpatunay ng isang bagay ay pwede siyang gamitin bilang documentary evidence. For example is marriage contract. Marriage contract ay maaaring ipakita bilang ebidensya na ang dalawang tao ay formal na kasal. And then may tinatawag din tayong promissory note na tungkol naman ito sa utang. Yan ang mga example ng documentary evidence. Then proceed naman tayo sa second or the object or real evidence. Ito ang mga bagay na nakikita at nahahawakan mismo at direktang ina-address sa senses ng korte. Kung baga, ito ang mga physical objects. Physical objects na makita nila mismo aktual na bagay na may kaugnayan sa kaso. For example, sa murder case, ang mismong barel or kutsilyo na ginamit ay maaaring ipakita bilang ebidensya. Third is testimonial evidence. Consists of the statement of a witness offered to the court, may be oral, live, or by judicial affidavit. When we say testimonial evidence, ito yung ebidensya na nanggagaling sa statement ng isang witness. Hindi siya physical object tulad ng barel or document tulad ng kontrata. Instead, ito ay personal knowledge ng isang witness tungkol sa mga bagay na nakita, narinig o nalaman niya mismo, and always under oath. For example is may nangyaring robbery sa isang convenience store. Tinawag sa korte ang isang customer na andun mismo sa oras ng insidente. Sabi niya, nakita ko po yung akusado na pumasok sa tindahan. Tinutukan ng baril ang cashier at kinuha ang pera. Yan ay example ng testimonial evidence. Laging tandaan ng testimonial evidence is dapat personal knowledge ng isang tao. Dito naman tayo sa evidence is classified according to its relation to the fact in issue. First, let us define direct evidence. Direct evidence is that which proves the fact in issue without the aid of any inference or presumption. Ibig sabihin, direkta nitong pinapakita ang nangyari. Halimbawa, may isang witness na mismong nakakita kay Pedro habang binaril niya si Juan. Kung mag-testify siya sa korte at sasabihin niya, ako mismo ang nakakita na binaril ni Pedro si Juan, that is direct evidence. Hindi na kailangan na dagdag na palagay kasi malinaw na nakita at narinig mismo ng witness ang act of murder. On other hand, we also have circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence is that which proves the fact in issue by means of inference or presumption. Hindi direkta pero nagbibigay ng palatandaan or clues. Sa parehong murder case, walang nakakita na mismong binaril ni Pedro si Juan. Ngunit may narinig na putok ng baril mula sa loob ng bahay ni Pedro. Pagbukas ng mga kapitbahay, nakita nilang hawak ni Pedro ang baril. Nakahandusay si Juan sa sahig. At nung sinuri ang bala, tumugma mismo ito sa baril ni Pedro. Hindi nakita mismo ang act, pero sa pamamagitan ng mga circumstances, mako-conclude na si Pedro ang pumatay kay Juan. In short, guys, direct evidence in murder means may witness na nakakita mismo sa act of killing, while circumstantial evidence is murder means walang nakakita sa mismong act pero may chain of circumstances na nagtuturo sa akusado. Next slide naman tayo, guys. Rule 128, Section 2, Scope. The rules of the evidence shall be the same in all courts, in all trials and hearing, except as otherwise provided by law or these rules. The rules on evidence are guided by the principle of uniformity. As a general policy, the rules of evidence shall be the same in all courts, in all trials and hearings. Ngayon, tandaan natin ang rules on evidence ay iisa at pare-pareho sa lahat ng korte at sa lahat ng trials and hearing. Ibig sabihin, kahit saan kang korte mapunta, whether MTC, RTC, o sa iba pang tribunal, iisa ang sinusunod na rules. Maliban na lang kung may special na batas o specific na rules na nagpo-provide ng exception. Parang sinasabi lang nito na may uniformity principle. Para walang kalituhan, lahat ng korte may parehong standards pagdating sa evidence. Proceed naman tayo sa hindi covered under rule on evidence. First is naturalization proceedings. Ito naman yung kapag gusto ng isang foreigner na maging Filipino citizen, hindi ginagamit ang rules on evidence strictly. Second is insolvency proceedings. Kung ang isang tao or kumpanya ay hindi na makapagbayad ng utang, ibang rules ang sinusunod. Third is cadastral proceeding. Kapag inaayos o inaangkin ng lupa, ang lupa sa korte, may sariling proseso. Fourth Other cases not provided for. Kapag hindi nabanggit sa rules, pwedeng gamitin lang ang rules on evidence by analogy. Fifth is land registration. Land registration cases. Sa pagpaparehistro ng lupa, special rules din ang gamit. And last, election cases. Kapag tungkol sa protesta o resulta ng election laws ang sinusunod, hindi ordinary rules on evidence. Yan ang hindi cover under rules on evidence. Next slide naman tayo guys. Rule 1 of rules of court. May tatlong klase lang na judicial proceeding. First is civil action, kapag ang kaso ay tungkol sa karapatan ng tao o obligasyon, hindi kriminal. Ang civil action ay may dalawang uri. First is ordinary civil action. Example nito is utang or breach of contract. Pangalawa, special civil action. May special na rules gaya ng injectment sa certiorari or prohibition. Second na uri ng judicial proceeding is criminal action. Kapag may taong nagkasala laban sa batas gaya ng murder, theft, or robbery. Third is special proceeding. Hindi siya tungkol sa karapatan ng dalawang partido, kundi tungkol sa status o kondisyon ng tao o property. Halimbawa, settlement of estate ng isang namatay, declaration of nullity of marriage, and last, adoption. Dumako naman tayo sa stipulates of rules of evidence. In general rule, the parties cannot either by agreement or by contract stipulate what rules shall be binding upon the court. Exception: the parties may stipulate the effect of certain types of evidence on their contractual rights as long as the jurisdiction of the court is not affected. In general rules, sinasabi dito na ang mga parties hindi pwedeng mag-usap o magkasundo na sila na lang ang pipili kung anong rules of evidence ang susundin ng korte. Ibig sabihin, hindi nila kontrolado ang rules. Korte lang ang may final say kung ano ang gagamitin. Pero ang exception, pwede silang magkasundo kung ano ang magiging effect ng certain types of evidence sa kontrata nila, basta't hindi nila ito maapektuhan ng jurisdiction ng korte. Example, kung sa contract nila nakalagay na photocopy ng resibo will be considered valid evidence between us, pwede yon kasi sila lang naman ang involved. Pero kung tungkol na ito sa kung sino ang may power or jurisdiction, ang court hindi na pwede. Proceed naman sa waiver of a rule of evidence. Rules intended for the protection of the parties may be waived. Example, rules on the disqualification of witness, the privilege communication rule, etc. May mga rules of evidence na ginawa para protektahan ng parties. Ang mga ganitong rules, pwede nilang i-waive o risuko huwag gamitin. Example, disqualification of witnesses. Formally, may mga tao na bawal mag-testify. Halimbawa, asawa laban sa asawa. Pero kung pumayag ang parties na i-allow, iyon ay pwede. Privilege communication rule. Halimbawa, communication between lawyer and client or husband and wife. Parehong pumayag na gamitin ito as evidence. Pwede na. Next slide is evidence versus proof. Evidence, ito yung medium o means kung paano ipinapakita kung tama o mali ang isang fact. Para sinasabi natin na ito ang gamit or ebidensya para mapatunayan ang isang bagay. Example, CCTV footage, witness, testimony, or document. So, evidence, the means to an end. Ang proof naman, ito naman yung resulta kapag ginamit at tinimbang ng korte ang evidence. Kapag naniwala ng judge or jury totoo ang isang fact dahil sa evidence, yun na ang proof. Example, kapag na-convince ang korte na guilty ang akusado dahil sa ebidensya. So, proof, the end result. In short, evidence is the way, proof is the destination. And let's move to factum probans versus factum probandum. Factum probans, a fact offered in evidence as proof of another fact. The evidentiary fact that establishes the preposition. Example, the written contract, the promissory note to prove the existence of an unpaid debt. Factum probans ay yung ebidensya mismo na ginamit o ginagamit para magpatunay. Halimbawa, yung resibo, kontrata, or testimonya ng isang witness. Yung factum probandum, a fact that needs to be proved, the ultimate fact or the proposition to be established. Example, guilt or innocence. In existence of breach of contract, existence of an obligation, the fact of payment, the injury or damage incurred. Yung factum probandum naman ay yung main fact o ultimate fact na dapat mapatunayan. Halimbawa, kung may utang ba talaga, kung may breach ng kontrata, o kung guilty ba yung akusado. Gets? In short, yung probans, ebidensya, probandum, fact na pinapatunayan. Last slide, equipoise role. The situation where the evidence of parties are evenly balanced or there is doubt on which side the evidence preponderates. Jurisprudence. In this case, the decision should be against the party with the burden of proof. In criminal cases, the equipoise the rule provide that where the evidence is evenly balanced, the constitutional presumption of innocence tilts the scales in favor of the accused. And this rule states that if the evidence presented by both parties is equal or balanced, the case will be decided against the party who has the burden of proof. In civil cases, kapag pantay ang ebidensya, talo ang plaintiff kasi siya ang may obligasyon mag-prove ng kanyang claim. In criminal cases, kapag tabla lang ang ebidensya, the decision will favor to the accused of the constitutional presumption of innocence. Simply put, when the evidence is equal, the tie always goes to the accused in criminal case and against the plaintiff in civil cases.